guys ready?
What's the plan, Bobby?
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always winged it. We're gonna get killed.
What you mean, we, white boy? You ready?
Here we go.
What's good, y'all? Welcome into the OG NBA betting show. Me and Babano once again, and I am back home though, so it does feel good to be home. I feel like we gave out 2 best bet winners yesterday, Babano.
No, we didn't.
No.
You did. New Orleans, of course, and I was on New Orleans too, but it was your best bet on the show. We got a good half out of Chicago, but then injury struck for the Chicago Bulls against Minnesota in the second half, losing Josh Giddey and Kobe White in the second half against Minnesota. And once that happened, I'm like, I think we're in some trouble. And then it just became a blowout in the second half in favor of the Timberwolves. But I'm not going to scream and yell at the Bulls too much. I mean, when you lose two of your more important players like that, Josh Giddey and Kobe White in the middle of the game, you're going to have a hard time overcoming it. So unfortunately, that totally turned the game in Minnesota's favor. But it is what it is. You're going to have to deal with injuries sometimes during a game when you're betting in any sport. But nevertheless, it was still an okay day. We had Milwaukee. We had New Orleans. Had a few winners. We had that Denver-Miami over pretty easily. So it wasn't all bad yesterday on the Tuesday slate. But on we go to Wednesday. We got 4 games, and I do have a couple bets. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, let's get it, Babano. I have a bet, and I got my wallet open. I'm open to make a couple more. First game, Sixers and Grizzlies. Opened up -1 for Memphis. It did flip, but now it looks like it's flipped back to Memphis as a 1-point favorite. Total went up from 233 as high as 234.5. I mean, as of right now, let me just refresh. Yeah, Londell is still questionable. There's no KCP, Clark, Edey, Jerome, Conchar, Pippen, Williams. Philly and Embiid is still questionable. No Oubre, no Wofford. I just feel like it's too much missing for Memphis, and especially just too much of a cluster injury for their big men. I think that Philly can maybe kill them on the glass, like offensive rebounds, getting some second chance points, and Philly off of getting spanked by OKC. I can see them coming and playing a really good game here. It did flip now. I was looking at the Sixers as a road favorite. They've been good 5-1. Grizzlies 1-5 as a home dog, but I know you just got to win the game. I think I would prefer the Sixers here. What do you think, Babano?
I probably would too. I don't fully trust the Sixers though. At the moment with what I've seen from them, about 3 straight losses against Brooklyn, Chicago, Oklahoma City. And then before that they lost to Atlanta. They lost to the Lakers. It's just not a team that's been playing fluid, firing on all cylinders of late. Meanwhile, you've got Memphis coming off a loss. That's the worry for me with Memphis. Memphis is, 500 team, pretty close to that at home. They're off losing to the lowly Washington Wizards, 116-112. That's a bad loss. But I've seen this a lot this year. When you lose to Washington, it's almost like a kick in the ass, and you almost want to respond the very next game. I think the total here sitting at 234.5. We'll have to see. But I mild lean here slightly to the under with this game, but no bet for me. I definitely have stronger takes on the next 3 games.
Yeah, I'm looking. Sixers are 8-2 ATS in the first half. Their last 10. That is something to take into account. They have been fast starters.
And off a blowout, first half might be your better choice if you like Philly.
That is a good call out by the chat. All right.
Oh yeah, Heat call there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was a good one too. All right, next game. Celtics and Jazz opened up -8 for the Celtics. Looks like 8.5. Total open 240.5. Looks like 242.5. I mean, it's hard to go against that, Babano, in a Jazz home game. I don't like that Keontae George is questionable. I guess that's the one thing that, I definitely don't want to see if I'm an over better. And if I'm a Jazz better as well, I wouldn't want to see that. So, lean Celtics. Curious how you see this game.
Yeah, I don't like betting against Utah as a home dog. That being said, Boston's off a loss in their last game, so you got to think there might be a little more focus for the Celtics here to go to Salt Lake here against this Utah Jazz team. And if they are missing George, it would be a big deal. The only bet I made here is I did bet this over. It's gone up to 242.5. I am a little bit concerned about whether they'll have George or not, but you can't deny just what an over machine Utah's been, especially at home in some of these recent games. I think obviously against Boston coming off a loss and a loss too for Boston where they only scored 108. You would think they're going to shoot the ball a lot better here in this game. You look at Utah's recent home games. My goodness. I mean, Detroit 260, Memphis 265, Orlando 255, Lakers 278. That's just been in their last 5 home games, all of them over the total and all of them way over the number we're seeing here for this game. Again, there are concerns here about Georgia's status, but still, I think we can get there with it. So I still like it over 242.5 for me.
Good stuff. Next up, we'll go with Pistons and Lakers. Opened up -1.5 for the Lakers, flipped to 2.5 for the Pistons. Opened 231, as high as 232.5. Injuries. Let's take a glance over there. We know Reeves and Rui and Gabe Vincent are out, and now Karis LeVert has been ruled out for the Pistons. I would like to think, honestly, Babano, that it's not a one-off. I mean, JJ Redick said that, he's not doing 53 more games like this. He didn't say just one more game, So I like to think the Lakers' effort can continue, but I didn't push the button on that. What I did push the button on was LeBron over 22.5 points. I think that a combination of, you have no Austin Reeves. You're going to need more scoring without him. He's cashed this. And every game without Reeves, he's averaging 28.5. And then no Rui. I mean, you're going to need more points as well. It's less guys you can, kick it to and trust to score. You're going to have to do the scoring. He's gone 2-0 without Rui, averaging 29.5. And then, we do the narrative. It's his birthday. Every birthday game out of 10, except for the first one, he's cleared this 22.5. So, he's playing well lately. We'll rock with him over 22.5 points tonight. Bano, how do you see Lakers and Pistons?
Yeah, I bet Detroit. I got to see it before I believe it here with the Lakers. Sacramento, this is the right opponent too. And I laid it with the Lakers. I know you did as well on Sunday. I said this is a great spot and this is the right team they can smack around, and it's exactly what they did. Now you're playing someone pretty good, and a Pistons team that's also coming into this game hungry, pissed, focused, should be dialed in after back-to-back losses to the Jazz and the Clippers here on this road trip. So I expect Pistons to be ready to go. I like over the total in this game. Maybe now we're going to start to see the overs cool off for the Lakers at home, because after that 11-0 start, it's now been 2 straight unders for the Lakers at home, but it's still 11-2 for Laker home games to the over this season. I got to see defensively that they can keep Cade in check. I still have my doubts, quite honestly, their ability to defend him. Yeah, they shut down Sacramento, but no big deal to me because Sacramento's a mediocre team. It's going to be a lot tougher for this Laker team, against Detroit with what they can throw at you. They're going to be missing LeVert, and he can give you 8 points per game, but you're still going to have to deal with Duncan Robinson. You're still going to have to deal in the paint with Harris and Jalen Duren, and, of course, Cade Cunningham. So, like I said, I'm not sold that Laker defense is suddenly back on track here. So with that 11-2 overrun for the Lakers at home, we'll go over 232.5. And I took the Pistons money line at a better price. I mean, there's been some money coming in on Detroit. I think the money line I got was -120. Can't get that now. It's about -135, -140. But like I said, we'll dare the Lakers to beat a much better team than the one they beat Sunday to truly prove things are turning around.
All right, last game on the slate, we have Kings and Clippers. This one opened up -11.5 for the Clippers. Looks like 10 or 9.5. 9.5 actually at most shops. Total has come down from 226 to about, we'll call it 220. Levine out, Sabonis out, Keegan Murray is available. He did get ruled in. For the Clippers, you still have Collins questionable, Bogdanovich and Zubac. Look like they're both going to be out in this one. For one, I am considering Brook Lopez over 6.5 rebounds plus assists. I just feel like he's gonna get the minutes. and he's been hitting these lines without Zubac. He's gotten like double his minutes that he averages on the season since Zubac's been out because they need him. So that was appealing. I didn't quite push the button. Clippers have been playing better lately. They've covered 4 of the last 5. They've been doing them, in blowout fashion. The Kings, I feel like this is another team that just can get blown out, but I can't put my money on the Clippers minus 9.5. I just can't do it, Babano.
Well,
What are you
lately,
doing?
lately, if you've been putting the money on the Clippers, they've been rewarding you. And we've talked a lot of shit about the Clippers, and deservedly so. I mean, they had a terrible first 2 months. But here in the month of December, they're 7-3 against the spread. Their last 10, they've won 4 in a row. And some of these teams they've beaten are good teams. They beat the Lakers by 15. They absolutely housed the Houston Rockets, beat them by 20. Beat the Blazers by double digits on the road, and then they thumped a pretty good Pistons team in their last game. I don't want to step in front of the Clippers right now. They've got a little mojo going. They're playing like a team that's all of a sudden saying we want to save the season. We want to try to get back into this race. And Kawhi Leonard is the leader, the ringleader of it right now. He's been amazing during this stretch, and he's coming off that 55-point performance against the Pistons. The problem with taking the Clip, while I don't want to go against the Clippers, they're feeling it. They've won and covered 4 in a row. 55 points for Kawhi in the last game. How much does he have in the tank for tonight? It's, turning around from a performance like that. And they go as Kawhi goes right now. He's been leading the charge for this Clippers resurgence here in the last few games. So I worry that his energy level might be down a bit tonight. So I don't know if this is the best Clipper spot, Skee, to be laying 10 with this team tonight, but I don't damn sure know I can't trust Sacramento. This is a team that's just got a ton of issues. You can barely crack 100 points against the Lakers. You got problems. You're only scoring 93 against Portland. You've got some issues on the offensive end right now if you're the Sacramento team. And the one thing the Clippers are doing right now is they are locking it down. Just ask the Lakers, who only scored 88 against them. Portland only scored 103. Detroit, 99. Detroit didn't even hit 100 points against this LA Clippers team. So the Clippers are guarding right now at the defensive end of the court at a very high level. So I lean under in this game. You could even take it one step further. Sacramento team total under 105.5. That makes a lot of sense. I think it could be a struggle for the Kings to find good shots and points in this game, the way the Clippers are defending right now. So I didn't bet the game, but those are definitely pretty solid leans I have. Full game under and maybe a Sacramento team total under as well.
Yeah, I can agree with the thought process. Absolutely. I did forget to mention, I was looking at Marcus Smart over 2.5 rebounds, just thinking that, he's going to be out there a little bit more without Reeves and Rui. And just the games without him, he's been hitting those numbers the past 4. So I do like that. Quick and easy, Babano. Nice little 4-piece. So we're going to move it on over to best bets. And I'm going to go first. My best bet for the show, I'm going with LeBron over 22.5 points. I gave you a lot of reasons why. You can go with the birthday narrative. You can go with what he's done lately, what he's done, when the Lakers are shorthanded without Rui, without Reeves. I like them all. It's a good opportunity for him to do it again tonight. So LeBron over 22.5 points will be my best bet for the show. Babano, let him know how to get to the window and take us home.
Yeah, let's stay with that same game, Pistons and Lakers. But I'm going to go with the stronger of the 2 bets that I have in that game. I'm on the Pistons, but I like the over a little bit more. Over 232. Lakers 11-2 to the over in 13 home games this year. And the defense was better against Sacramento. I try to defend one of the best point guards tonight in the NBA, Cade Cunningham. Then we'll see if the Laker D is fully back on track. I think the Lakers will score, though, because Detroit, there's been some slippage defensively from the Pistons lately. No question about it. So I think you mentioned like in LeBron, Luka and company. I think they'll get their points as well in this game on their home floor. So Pistons, Lakers, NBC. Let's see a little back and forth. Let's see some points here on NBC in the late night hours tonight. Detroit, LA Lakers over 232 it for 232 is actually out there at Caesars, so we'll go with that. Over 232, Pistons Lakers for my best bet. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button on the way out. The NBA is a hell of a drug, and you're looking at the plugs. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.
You guys ready? It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always wing it. We're gonna get killed.
What you mean, we, white boy?
You ready?